Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a live stream, our Monday night live stream. 52 topics with
Francis Fiordolino.
Frank Fiordolini.
Francis Fiordolini. Yes, his name is Francis.
Yes, his name is Francis. Let's say hello to some people. What's the matter, Frank? You don't like that one?
No, that's good. That's I like Loomis. I like him too. Hey, what's up, Matt? What's up, Charles?
We got the great Roro G, first one in, the great moderator, Cheech.
Made me smile.
We got Cheech.
We
got Seretti.
Cheech, good people, man.
Seretti says, welcome to the real mob content of the mob genre. Both hosts are oozing with it factor, dude.
Dude, yeah.
Templar.
Oh, yeah.
Charles, a.k.a. Ranger Fan Lamb. It's going to be tough to start calling Ranger Fan Charles, but maybe we'll get around.
I know. I don't know who it is until I see the Ranger fan.
Yeah.
Another Brooklyn
Stevie
kid.
B.
Right. What's up, Charles?
Stevie B. Matt. JoJo Christmas. Codfather. Lisa. Chris S.2. Clicker Rooney. So many people. Attilio Mazanga. What's going on, everybody? Malamor Proletarian. What's going on? Santorini. What's going on? Robert West. I'll save the replay for my overnight shift. Thank you for doing it. Yeah, no doubt, Robert West. Thank you. Thank you for watching. So, Frank, how you doing, man?
Good. And before I forget, Matt, thank you for the generous.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was really cool, man. I appreciate it. Brad appreciate it as well. And I'm trying to make this show bigger in more ways than one. We are. And so I put everything I get into the show. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And for being with us from the beginning. What's up, Jesse? How are you? Pepino, Timothy O'Reilly.
Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, I mean, there's people that have been here from the beginning. Matt is one of them. There's a handful of you guys. Thank you so much. Yesterday's video is probably our fastest growing of the Ridgewood series so far. So we're happy about that. And yeah, we keep growing. G, what's going on? G, how are you? William Brooklyn, what's going on? Justin Jensen, Paul Boyle. So before we got on here, I guess Dom, you were telling me that Dom did Dom Cali, and he did. What was he doing? A live stream or something?
He did. He was in respect to the so-called robbery in where was it? In
the Bronx, the banana robbery. Well, there's another one apparently in Howard Beach.
I'm losing myself here. Rough day yesterday, but anyhow, he said it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. Matter of fact, whoever is reporting it wrong. He particularly goes after Bernstein on this one. Surprise, right? It's Bernstein. I don't know. And Nadeau, yeah, he did. Florida attorney, yes, he definitely went after Nadeau as well. And he brought a good point. That's where I'm from. I know people over there, like me in my neighborhood. Believe it or not, I don't talk. I said this before. I don't talk to no associates. I don't talk to no maid members. It's funny just even saying it. You understand? So for these content creators to say that they talking to some of them, I'm going to give one the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're not being honest with you. And another one, I just think he's full of shit anyway. And I always felt that way. Gunnar Lundblom was one of his, he rode his horse for about 2 years. The guy, and he's from Detroit. This guy's from Detroit, Gunnar Lundblom. And he said he was part of the Detroit mafia somehow, where his family was. And he would just rope them along for not 2 days, not 2 weeks, 2 years.
Right.
Some even say more. So for him to come and I'm not here to freaking. I just don't like people who fucking run with this narrative because it's dangerous. Don brought a good point. He said it's dangerous. It is. If you say you're talking to a made guy, for argument's sake, pretend I would have said I'm talking to a made guy, okay?
Right.
Which is not the case. And they're in a social club, and the guy goes, "Did you see that rat Frank Fertilino show? It's not bad." In their head already, they're thinking this guy might be talking to me.
Right. By
You
even
like,
giving you some kind of credit. Yeah.
yeah. Why all of a sudden he likes this fucking guy? Because even if they did like me, which who knows, they're not gonna say it. And that can get somebody killed for being just fucking not even talking to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's where it becomes dangerous. Pretending there's retribution and shit like that over incidents like, and I don't even know if it happened. The funeral home. A lot of people reported it did. I'll go with that. If it did, my take on that was, well, it was sad for me because I actually knew this man, and I think that was the.
Well, here's the difference in that, Frank. The difference is that actually made the news. The news, like
Yes,
you could pick up a newspaper. None of this. So, I mean, with that, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I think that one is a little more believable, being that the press actually took interest in it, and there was probably like 150 witnesses there that fucking saw that thing.
Touche.
You know?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. My take is that I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
No,
yeah.
that's why the reason I felt bad about that is because at one point in my life, this man was very dear to me.
Yeah.
And I knew what he stood for. He stood for that life. I said it before, he would have hit under a fucking car for a friend of his.
Yeah.
And to that happen to him, I think it was totally disrespectful. And fine, people could be over there. Well, you ratted, that's disrespectful. Yeah.
Right.
You
You don't want to believe that they would actually be stupid. That something like that would happen, like at a fucking funeral, right?
Yeah, I don't like talking a lot because who's Michael Blaine saying something very,
Let me shout out Santorini. Santorini, thank you, buddy.
Thank
$20
you,
from Santorini.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Santorini.
you, buddy. I'll get back to you soon. I'm so behind on fucking emails. I saw 2 of them you sent. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
We have some comments of people that nice ones, even the bad ones, I don't care, but mostly nice. And I like to run.
Hey, Phoenix, how are you? Good to see you. Ni hao ma. Corruption Connection. Gaslight. Everyone's cool.
Okay, so yeah, at the end of the day, it's a danger. It's a slippery slope. Okay, you if you don't fear for yourselves because you feel this shit's over, and that's when you go reporting, or you live in Detroit or anything like that, that's on you. That's on you. But when you're putting other people in danger, he reported that there was a shootout and there was guns blaring in Glen Cove 2.5 years ago. And I said it. I said, you're going to get somebody fucked up. You're going to get somebody fucked up just because you want to make fucking $5 on your memberships.
Yeah.
That's not cool. That's not. And at the end of the day, there was a lot of people that might be involved that are pretty dear to me. And that's why I get bitter over this. Maybe if you were reporting, I don't know, again, the Lucchese family, I wouldn't give a fuck. Or maybe I would, but it's out of hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you have 3 people. Yeah, Gene Borello, I think, was the first one to say it, and then I think it was Bernstein, and then Nadeau reported it. A little different than Bernstein, some subtly different details as far as that's concerned. But hey, listen, I don't have an opinion whether it's true or not. I don't fucking know. But I guess you tend to believe more so Dom's judgment, or that the idea that he might be talking to somebody.
I just don't believe Scott.
Okay.
Okay. Back to Gene. He could have heard it, and that's not his fault. People hear stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he has proof, yeah, I definitely take down Gene's word over it. But listen, it's like life. You do 99% things right. The one thing you do wrong, everybody's gonna remember. This guy's the other way around. The 99% of his shit is bullshit, and the one time he's gonna get it right, he's gonna fucking haunt us about it. You know what I mean? It's just garbage. It's garbage, and that's it. I'm not gonna I am going to talk about him again for sure, but I don't want to talk about it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. We're talking about some Italian restaurants. You ever gone to one of these kind of like restaurants and you might have seen a couple of guys, but you don't know if they're really the guys? But a lot of people do that, like mobbed up restaurants. There you go. I said it.
Yeah. Have I ever seen? I mean, I've seen guys around, but I can't say specifically an Italian restaurant though. But
Yeah, it's funny because I seen Casablanca, or the place where Joe Messino used to own recently, and it was boarded up, really bad, and it has all the names to the place. I'm surprised, like the Las Vegas
well, they
mob.
redid it now. Yeah, they redid it now.
Yeah. It is redone.
Yeah. Some electrical company bought it or something.
Oh, okay, because they even had the old signs of Casablanca.
I know. I tried to get one. I don't want to go into the story because it makes me upset, to be honest with you. But I've tried.
Going over there?
Yeah, I went over there. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. To be honest with you,
I looked at it.
Didn't work out. It was a fucking.
What they tell you? Get the fuck out of here.
It was I don't know. It was electrical guys. They were gutting the fucking place. I was trying to work something out, but there's still a chance. Though there's still a chance.
What do you want to know about it? I've been there plenty of times. That picture on top of there is me coming out of the.
That's what that is. Yeah. That's what that is. Right out of there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I always found interesting is that it's right next to the train tracks, like literally next to the train. Like you could fucking probably, go to the back parking lot and take a fucking drop, off the back over there.
I know those train tracks like the back of my hands.
Yeah.
That was my summer vacation from Fresh Pond Road all the way to the park where we used to play baseball, all the way even towards the Brooklyn side, but we stopped there because it got a little shady.
Those are the same ones that connect. Is that the same as Forest Park? Are those the same freight tracks?
No.
Those are different ones?
No,
Okay.
those are going the other way.
I've
Those
been
are
on
the ones that
those. Yeah.
Those are the ones that go to Forest Hills.
Forest Hills.
The LIRR.
Okay.
Where they turn electric.
Yeah.
By Austin.
Yeah. I've been on whatever the tracks are by Juniper Valley Park. There's a fence you can hop down and you can get down on those freight tracks.
Yeah, it's the LIR.
Yeah.
And the soccer field's next to it, right? G, that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's where it was. We lost. Yeah. So, what do you want to know about the restaurant?
The restaurant. Well, I don't know. Well, you said the food was so, right? And what did you say? And his brother used to work there singing show tunes or something?
Yeah, he used to blast the fucking Broadway show tunes.
Jeez. Kicking
his foot up and shit like that. Yeah, like, he had sugar in his tank for sure. But he was a nice guy. His name was John. And then there was Louis Restivo. He was always there. He ran the place. Louis and my uncle go back a long time. Louis only said hi to me when there was a girl with me. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? Good. How's your uncle?
G said they had good coal-fired pizza.
It was all right. I mean, what's up, Brian? What's up, Joey Frakes? I mean, for New York, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't.
A lot of those places, there's a lot. Listen, a lot of people talk about New York. There's a lot of bad Italian restaurants in New York. Let's get that straight.
In New York, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad ones.
I mean,
they're not all great. But as far as like Messino's one, what did he have in there? Did he have, because a lot of these restaurants, you'll have a couple, maybe one or two Italian guys in the kitchen, and the rest of them are Salvadorian or Mexican or whatever it may be, which is fine. But did he have like a chef, like an Italian chef, or was it kind of like?
Yeah, no. It was Italian, not Italian chef, like Italian, a guy that's Italian that been in this country for a while.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't like fucking Batali, they brought him in. I had plenty of Lisa says, I had plenty of parties there back in the day. I had issues once with a bunch of envelopes got stolen by staff when we got them on tape stealing. Needless to say, they were fired on the spot.
Yeah.
Wow, at Casablanca?
Really?
Wow, that's a death penalty. I mean, fuck, goddamn. What's up, Lisa? How you doing?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, Sin is asking.
Bobina?
Sin's asking if you think that there's guys on the street that would intentionally like feed fake information to people.
There's a lot of crazy.
Like enemies would do it. Like enemies would do it, or people that just want to start trouble, I suppose.
Back in the day, I guess, but not today. What are they going to talk about? Fucking, I don't know. If you notice that case, and I was reading about it, it was a total known. I don't know who did it or what. The case where the cop was on the take, and one of the guys told about another place that they should go raid because it was their competition.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's a no-no. That's a rat move.
Cigarette Cindy, was Pizza a real deal mob enforcer? Yeah, he was on the Joe Peruta hit. He was he had control of
How did
all
it go
of the
down? How did it go down? How did
he
it
had
go
control of all the Joker poker machines and tallies, and he also worked for Patty Testa. So yeah, that's right.
Can you give us the reenactment of the bull talking about when he brought pizza on the Peruta hit?
Oh yeah.
I called him up. I said, Tony. They called him Tony Pizza. Apparently, he ate bacon off Sonny Francis's lap. I don't know about that story, but he came down to Stillwell, and I told him what was going to happen, and he pulled the trigger, and that was it, Bo. I say Peruta did it because Peruta wanted to get made. He wanted to be important, but, you know, Tony Pizza was the one that did it, Bo.
There you go.
Take that to the bank.
You know, he called me a fucking. What did he call me that night after the show? He goes, I like Frank Fiorino. I don't know about his co-host. Seems like a real dipshit.
Yeah. You don't like him, but you better watch out.
The fuck did I do? But then whatever. I don't even want to say it. But fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Real
who we got?
dipshit. I'll be a dipshit. That's all right. So I'll be all right.
Tony's Pizza on DeKalb Avenue used to be good when I was a kid. Madison, New York. Yeah, that was a good fucking place. Tony Rizzo's
Pizza on DeKalb.
good guy. We know Tony. Then he had a brother Joe Rizzo, and they had a pizza place on Madison and Fresh Pond back in the early 80s. But yeah, his pizza was very good. The Sicilian was really good. My favorite pizza on Knickerbocker Avenue as a kid used to be Nick's. It was a Cuban place. They've been there.
Yeah, you were telling me about that one.
Very good, very good. Okay, please explain how the Joker poker machines worked. I thought the gambling machines were illegal in New York. They were. Timmy, they were. But you had like a 3-strike, you're outlaw eventually with the machines. Not that they were going to put you in prison for life, but if you got busted 3 times, they close your place down. The Consumer Affairs allowed you to have 4 arcade games in there, and then basically you only allowed to have 4 machines. They were supposed to be for amusement only. They advertised being amusement only, and that ran its toll for a while. And then they had a loophole, and then they got another name for the machines, made another loophole, which didn't make it illegal because they advertised free credits on the machines. But then that, obviously, it's always been illegal to have any type of gambling devices in an operating business, you know, or even a non-operating business. But if they catch you paying out, you know, they close you down. They take your machines, and that's strike 1. They used to do that a lot to the Irish bars. They used to get like a cop, pretending he's a painter, look for a ditzy bartender, you know what I mean? Then go, hey, I got $100. Come erase it. And the girl will go erase it. The next thing she's got cuffs on, and she just engaged in illegal activity. But that's how they work. They work on a quarter denomination. So, you know, 25 cents. I got all that embedded in my fucking big ass head. You know, if you 380 credits would be $95.
Okay.
Because it's the denominations is 25 cents. And most of them ran like that. And you had like a device to erase, like a remote control. Somebody would say, hey, erase my machine. You go over there with the device, boom, erases your machine. You figure it out, 25 cents denominations. And you write it in a book. Joey won this. And the machine registers what you pay out and what's in there anyway. So just in case you you rob the machine, they know what's missing, or if you have a little bit of a gambling, like I used to.
So that's interesting. You don't get paid on the spot.
You do. Oh, machine
do.
don't come, money don't come out. The supervisor they call, or
Okay.
in a RICO indictment, it's written down as a supervisor, and that's where the guy comes, whoever's working there, the bartender, coffee boy, whatever, or just a supervisor in that place. If it's a very lucrative place to have one person usually doing that, and let's say there's 4 machines, there's a 1, 2, 3, and 4 machines.
Right.
Number 2 paid 240 credits, right? That's $60.
Okay.
It's based on 25 cents. And that's how it is. And they were talking about robbing the machines, like they in one of those places. No machine was holding fucking more than a couple of $1,000 there. I mean, they would have emptied them out. You know what I mean?
Is that right, Ankles? I mean, I have a sense of a couple of spots that I could think of. Ankle Productions.
Oh, on White Store, I don't know.
Well, you said
I
war
know.
Everywhere. Yeah, there's a couple of
Okay.
spots now that I see that I think something's going on, but it's all right. Whatever.
Yeah, Ankles right there. That bartender, I know he or she, Ankles.
Peter
did.
Rubino. Brett, am I still? Yeah, of course, Peter. No, we're cool.
Yeah.
Everything's
What's
fine.
up? You're good, Pete.
No, everything's fine.
Pete
Yeah.
from Rice Ball Pete.
Rice Ball Boy. Whitestone Soccer Club. Yeah, where is that now? I remember there was one on 154th Street. That's one soccer club thing I remember. If you remember that one, G. Pretty sure there's one on Clintonville at the moment. And let me think if I remember another one. I'm not sure. And there was probably a bunch years ago that I don't remember. Whitestone Soccer Club. Interesting.
What soccer club?
Oh,
There was-
Shenanigans. Is there machines in Shenanigans? That's pretty full. It's not called Shenanigans anymore, but yeah, I remember Shenanigans.
Yeah, some of these guys have machines in their places. The Irish bars did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that the whole freaking thing was you had a strike 2 and you had a pretty good business. You're not going to take a shot and they close you for good. That's what eventually happened to Giannini's.
Yeah.
In 1997 or 98. And they closed them down. They closed my uncle's spot back in, well, not his buddy ran it for him in the Village Cafe.
Okay.
Same thing, 3 strikes. They busted him 3 times and they closed the fucking door.
Peter Rubino says he wants to call in one day. Yeah, sure. Today's not a good day. All right, well, let us know.
Sure.
2 bars down from Freddy's. Okay, yeah. Shenanigans is Rebar. 2 bars down from Freddy's. I know which one you're talking. I think it's closed now, though. It's been under
You got
construction.
a Ridgewood in the house. I'm sorry. When there's a Ridgewood in the house, we got to
Uh-oh.
stop everything.
There you go. Jay-Z? Jay's?
Yeah. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z?
Chris said Blue White Gotcha. That Blue White Gotcha, German Hungarian. They were the clubs. Eintracht. We had 4 clubs in Ridgewood. We had Inter Giuliano, which was the Italian one. Tony Aiello sponsored us when we were kids.
Okay.
We were just like the Inter Milan. Oh, what a fucking debate! Anybody watch that Champions League? I can't believe I got fucking Inter Milan tattooed on my fucking body. 5-0, bro. 5-0 to PSG.
Is the aircraft carrier that one of the? I am not sure. Chris Archlow. I don't know. Javits is there, of course.
What's that?
You talk about an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sure. I've been there. Yes. Yeah. It's an Irish place. I'm pretty sure it's it used to be Looney Tunes back in the day. That was owned by Joe Kane hang out with Benny. Benny used to own. I don't know if he's still there. Al Torres. Where's Al Torres? He used to hang out at Looney Tunes. Myrtle Avenue. Yeah, exactly. Embarrassing game for Rosie. Yes, it was. Real embarrassing. But congratulations to Naples. I don't even. I mean, looking crazy. Used to be Cooper's Ale House. Okay, Bobina says it used to be Cooper's Ale House. So, if you guys are familiar with Cooper's, that's where they filmed The King of Queens. You know the bar they hang out with, the exterior, not the interior.
Yeah.
and that's where they filmed that from. Learned to play Joker poker machines when I was like 8. Not good, not good. Video crack, as we call it.
Freddy's just sold, Roro. They're staying open. They're keeping the sign. Apparently, the owner is keeping everything. But yeah, Joe over there sold. That's it.
Yerman's brought out
Since 1960s.
That's Dan in the house. What's up, Dan? What's going on? Yeah, that was Cooper's. That was the first time I had 10-cent wings in 1992. Not fucking 10-cent wings. You imagine?
Yeah, 10-cent wings, right?
I used to go with Bobby Wizziak every fucking Tuesday. We used to go for 10-cent wings.
You might find a 50-cent wing night somewhere. Yeah, they stay in everything's staying the same. Corruption. But the guy packed it and he sold it. New owner took over.
Gotcha. I was informed that the 11th Alley closed down. Wow. The 11th Alley they used to have this the football pool, and it used to be $1,000 a box. And they would have like 3 of them, but they never tell you when they pay you. And if you won, they would meet you somewhere else with a check or something like that. Or I don't know. But back to like holding money, illegal money in your place over 100,000. That's when I should have had the ding, 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 ding. There's something wrong there. Because when you have such money, that's anywhere. I mean, the background was different. But when that happened, somebody asked me if I'm related to Phil Navarro. Unfortunately, yeah. Let me get that. Let me get on that fucking kick. Anyhow. Back to having that kind of money. You know, when you have so much money in a place, somebody's gonna come and empty it out. You understand? So they don't get busted.
Yeah.
You know?
What made you an Inter fan?
My uncle. So my dad and his brothers, and they were all Inter fans. So I guess it was in the house. We always had that, the colors, and we just became Inter fans. All my brothers were Inter fans. One passed away. Rice Ball's an Inter fan. Rice Ball, he makes Inter Rice Balls. So that's an Inter fan. More than a reason not to not be one anymore. Probably go stick to my roots and go back to Sicily and become a Palermo fan. Should have been all of a sudden anyway.
So let's move on. With so obviously we're episode 5 Ridgewood came out. We're gonna work on episode 6. We're going into a new decade. I mean, most of this stuff, if not all, has been about 1989 stuff. If anyone hasn't caught on to that,
it's still not quite out of there. I mean, you know,
yeah.
by 90, the actual coffee shop opens up. I go to Italy that year. A couple of incidents happen. And then the real stuff starts, you know, and that's it. And that's what we talk about. But which reminds me of, like, it'll take a while before I want to get to, you know, eventually people know the story. People go to jail. People tell.
Right.
Sometimes it's not who you think is going to tells. And life goes on, you know, but I don't go into active stuff. We stop at a certain year and we go from there. Hopefully we get picked up, you know, by some streaming company, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we could do it to another level. But this is what we got right now, and we're sticking to it. Back to restaurants.
Say it again.
Back to restaurants.
Sure.
There was Bamonte's. That was another one. That was in Brooklyn.
Bamonte's, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's where all the Sunny Black guys used to go to.
Yeah, Rabito was banned from that one.
Was he?
After they let him out, they banned him from every one of his favorite restaurants.
Yeah. Rabito looks like someone who knows the good restaurants by just looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one too. Tommy Lasorda used to go there, believe it or not.
Is that right?
It was one of his favorite restaurants. It was really good. I went to meet Nikki there a couple of times. Me and another buddy of mine back in the day, ex-buddy of mine, you know. But yeah, it was a good one. You guys have any good restaurants? Like Creashy's was there for years, and Ranger fan can help me with that one. Where was I think it was a Lorem, if I remember, but I could be wrong.
Michael Blaine. When I was a kid in the 90s, we used to go to this place called the Sit and Bull. They had all you can eat wings for $4. Oh, that was Sammy the Bull spot. The Sit and Bull.
Really?
It's a shame Catania and Messina aren't elite anymore. Palermo FC fell off too.
Yeah, they did. Somebody said that DiMaggio used to go to Belmonte's as well. Yeah, it was a very popular place, and the food fell off. That's what usually happens after a while. People used to. Kono's was one of my favorite back in the day. I don't know if it's still there. Graham, the Neapolitan family. I used to go there with the Grimaldis and my
Roma
other
restaurant.
Huh?
Roma restaurant in Flushing. Roma restaurant. It doesn't ring a bell. I'm not too sure. It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Timothy says Todo Scalagi died there. Yeah, very young too. I was surprised. Yeah, no. Frost, Italian restaurant, Frost Street. Yeah, I know. That was a good one too. I don't even know if it's there. I like them. They all go, all those restaurants in that area, they have to be good, because if they're not good, what happens then is freaking they could close down. You got to keep up with the Jones, Joe's restaurant.
You can't just hide like they do in Little Italy, Manhattan. You got some bad ones hiding in fucking.
Yeah, because it's a tourist trap. I mean, you got Sparrow.
Yeah.
What is that? Sparrows? I never even.
Oh, Sbarro. Yeah, somebody said before Sbarro, the best pizza in New York.
God damn.
The Stefano Steakhouse took over Old Creasy restaurant from those things. Is that right? I didn't know that.
The Stefano Steakhouse took over. John Doe's. I used to my brother's favorite was John Doe's, and that was on Kent Avenue. Not too far from what's that fucking place?
Torres.
Peter Luger's.
Torres. Osteria in Madison, New Jersey is legit. My family gives it the seal of approval. There you go. I
miss my Italian food. I don't get a lot of that anymore. But at one time it wasn't even my favorite food. But then when you move away from it, it became my favorite food again. Yeah, it was on Lawrence. My mother reopened it in 2001. The Stefano's has a great steak. I like it better than Luger's. That's our Ranger family. There you go. Creashy's had a good decor. I went back. It was like Art Deco floor. I remember it.
Best restaurant in Mobile. I don't know. I was never like a go to Little Italy and eat. I really don't know if the last time I ate in Little Italy in Mulberry. Shit, I'm not. It must be 10 years. I mean, or more.
Pete goes, do you remember Belmont Steak? Sure. That I was always in there. That became Nettles.
Little Charlie's.
I'm pretty sure it became Nettles. That was in Glendale. Yeah.
The last time I ate on Mulberry or Little Italy, there was a parking lot on Kenmare. So figure out when they took down that parking lot. That's the last time I probably ate there. Used to be a great Chinese parking lot right on Kenmare. Right on Kenmare, Mulberry.
I remember Belmont Steak.
Cheap as fuck too. And then they closed them down. I don't know what they got there now. Maybe a condo or something.
Belmont Steaks. I remember that place. One of my friends busted a fucking beer bottle, full bill bottle over the fucking bouncer's head that it was so fucking loud. Everybody just stopped and looked. Music and everything. On their way out, they did it. It was classic. One guy went like, boom. Well, the other guy looks. The other guy comes with the other one, bang. But the one like busted. You know what a bottle bust with that carbonation is like over the fucking guy's head. They like this, fucking good old days.
Luger's is a fortune. I would go to Little Italy. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to a steakhouse, if I had to pick one, I probably wouldn't pick Luger's as my first one. I'm hearing bad things about the Brooklyn one. I actually live closer to the Great Neck one. So
yeah.
I've been to that one more than the Brooklyn one, actually.
It used to be the other way around, where people like it's nothing like the one in Brooklyn. Now the one in Brooklyn I hear is like they say they have whatever. I don't want to say it because I don't want to fuck up anybody's business.
Yeah, no. I'm just judging what I hear.
But it's not what it used to be. But then again.
Thank you, JC Throwback. Appreciate you. I actually saw a guy choking to death in the one in Great Neck one night.
Who was
Let
it?
me do-
McCluskey?
yeah, he
It
was
McCluskey. It was
What?
McCluskey when he got shot in the throat by Michael Corleone. You're like,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, no, that's what it was. This guy stood up and he was like this. He was like this. I swear to God, he was shaking, and there was fucking drool coming down his mouth, and he was like this. And the waiter, this fucking big guy, comes over there, gives him the Heimlich maneuver, right? And the steak
Yeah.
comes flying out. Steak comes flying out of his mouth. And then the waiter just walks away and just goes about his day, and that's it. Everyone was like, "Oh, wow, nice."
Fantastic.
But that
What's
was
up,
it.
Sal? My friend Sal's. I'm sorry. I just see another Ridgewood guy. I gotta shout him
You
out.
gotta have a machine gun go to the one in Brooklyn. Which one was that? Rail was good until Tony Pizza. Yeah, I agree. And I've never been to Rail's either.
Oh, right. No.
Let's
I
talk.
had no desire to either. I mean, it was like, you know, when you're low in the totem pole and you go into a fucking short room with a bunch of wise guys, it's like all of a sudden you become subordinate. You know, you like look around, you can't say fucking much. You know, you don't want to put in a situation when somebody says something. You know,
Yeah.
but you're like a fucking Mama Luke in a place where you don't know. It's like I never like those places. I want to be myself. I go to Irish bars. I go somewhere far away.
Yeah.
You know, especially when my friends wanted to go to fucking Long Island. Or
Oh, yeah.
the worst was Pastels. You want to get intimidated? Go to Pastels.
Really?
Yeah, you know. Now the more I'm doing this piece on the Bay Parkway boys, where it's bad to have you guys. The more I'm seeing that those guys were starting very, very young to do very, very big things. And I also Villa Maria, Saint Nick and Myrtle. If you're going back, Sal, that's a good one. Everybody used to hang on that one. That was a pizza connection days. They all used to go there. Pastels was horrible. Yes. Fat all the time. What's up, my man? Yes. Pastels was horrible. Intimidating as fuck. Back to those guys though, South Brooklyn guys. They're definitely something in the water. Well, they're funny as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting, but there's something in the water there. I told you there was a piece. So I'm working with a couple of guys putting this together, and they're talking about a 12-year-old to get fucking shot. This guy Leadhead, this kid big, 12 years old, because he threw a chair at somebody. This guy was running like pot for Ganji, and Ganji who was around karate, It was just crazy shit. But you hear a lot of stories like that. And the other thing you hear a lot about them, turquoise, that's another one. And the other thing you hear about those guys is they were doing drugs that a lot of people in my neighborhood were not. They were experimenting with rock bottom drugs, and,
like crack.
Crack, yeah.
Right.
Crack was a thing. You hear about these farm teams. You're like, what? Crack? Shit. You got caught with crack in my neighborhood. I mean, being around in certain, anybody could do whatever the fuck they want, but in our inner circles, that was it. You got that fucking stigma forever, The Sicilians are a lot more judgmental than the Italian Americans are. A lot,
But they have no problem selling it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You go and you there's no even mention. You go to people's house. There's no even mention of that shit. That's it's yeah. When you go into like at least the Italian Americans, they'll get their fucking bumpies, their aunts there, their uncle.
Yeah.
We don't do that shit. You know what I mean? They fucking got fucking clogged up noses and whatever. More power to it, but you ain't gonna see that in a Sicilian house at all. I used to love hanging out with these fucking guys out in the old Sunny Black guys, Sunny Black crew guys, because while people like my uncle and Vito Grimaldi and the old heads used to go home, at 6, 7, 8 after work, these guys, their night was starting about 10, 11. So it was fucking
it's fucked up. Wow.
Huh?
Dude, my daughter choked like that on a piece of chicken breast and Buffalo Wild Wings when she was 2. I had to do the baby Heimlich on her. Holy crap, dude. Wow. That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah, that's very scary. Thank God.
I remember performing the Heimlich maneuver on 8-year-old son at the candy part of a dum-dum sucker come off the stick and got, Lord Jesus Christ. Malamore Proletarian. Paulie G was a good kid. Jimmy Clinch always carried a pistol. That was a quick resume he wants. You know what?
That to do a quick resume.
You know what?
Yeah.
Pasquale's Rigoletto. That's on
The more I hear about this Paulie G guy, the more I'm starting to see was he obviously he was a nut, but he was very ballsy. He did stuff very, very, very ballsy. Originally I was told that he was with karate first, and then he after karate got arrested and that crew got picked up. He was a little, he started hanging out with Spiro in the Spiro area, but
yeah,
real tough guy, real tough kid. Crazy
stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely crazy. It's just nuts, and I'm almost done. It's a 3-piece series, and we'll do it.
DL says,
see me hanging out at gay bars. Don't say nothing, Bo.
Don't say nothing, Bo. You hung out at the gay bar, so
you're the one I've been looking for. That's not a gun. I'm just happy to see it.
It's a zucchini, you fuck.
I'm just happy to see you.
Yeah, goddamn.
He had one of them pumps that you needed to pump it, to get it going, Bo. I said, I gotta see it, Bo. Show it to me.
Remember that shit?
Yeah. Cafe Vienna, do I remember? Yeah, I do. That's where Cafe Vienna was where Joe's restaurant was. Do I hear Rob Jean calling? Probably.
I hear this guy feeding crepes.
If I had that money, legitimate money, I would be on the Mediterranean right now, sitting back, having someone put grapes in my mouth, and we know who that would be.
Jeez. What's up, D'Augusta? What's going on?
So I was going to say before, though, as far as like 1990, because we're going to go into 1990. That's actually the highest murder rate in New York City history. The highest homicide rate is the year 1990. I mean, the 70s had some pretty bad dates, 1,800 murders, 1,900 murders, 2,000. 1990, if I'm not mistaken, that's something like 2,400 homicides in New York City.
Wow.
Something like that. It's the highest in history for this city. So at the time, do you remember that? Were you cognizant of that, or was that just like
it was a hotbed? A lot of shit was going on. The city was still wild. I remember a lot of club killings too. Like people getting killed in clubs. Not that year, just the early 90s. That was a thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was the most I remember. That mob hits were going on.
Yeah.
Was that the Colombo War in the 90s? I'm not sure if that started.
Yeah, 90. What was it? 91 to 93? Or was it 90 to 93?
I don't remember the dates. That's another thing I would like to talk about that era.
We could talk about that Colombo War.
That sounds funny. Yeah.
91 to 93. I was right. Yeah. So it was brewing, I guess. But there was plenty of things going on. There was plenty of gas pipe and Vic and gas action going on still. A lot of stuff going on with that. Dave says 2605. Okay, so 2,605 murders.
That's crazy.
Who will that be? Yeah, I don't know who that'll be. It's a good question.
Another fat ball of time asked me if I ever been to Silver Screens. Yes. Another place we had a big ass brawl in.
But so 2,600. This is a good story too. We'll talk about the Zodiac killer. Yeah, that was Herberto Seda. He was a Zodiac killer. He was from, where was he from? Glendale or Ridgewood? No, was he from Ridgewood?
Like East New York or something. I could be. I don't know nothing.
No, I don't think so. I think he was from like Middle Village or Glendale or some shit. I don't know. He might have been playing them Joker.
East New York. Thank you, G. You don't like that, do you? You're like, G says East New York. Mass in New York says East New York.
Well, we'll see.
He was from Pitkin Avenue, picking his ass.
Zodiac killer capture. Why did I think that he was from that part of Queens? What made me think that? Did he kill somebody in that area?
Maybe.
Sato was a high school dropout. Why the fuck? What made me think that?
Yeah.
Come on, people.
You were talking about that one kid who got killed in the subway.
Oh
in
yeah,
Utah.
yeah, Watkins.
I remember that case.
Yeah, that was the Brian Watkins homicide when he was visiting with his family from Utah, and he
Mhm.
got killed at the police station. A group of robbers, or I guess would be robbers turned murderers, ended up killing this kid, 20-something-year-old kid from Utah.
Yeah, they robbed the dad's wallet and he chased him up the stairs, and the one kid just shanked him. And
Yeah.
I remember that case.
You know, that was September of 1990. So you had a shit ton of murders already by that time. But one of the guys, if actually did 25 years and then he got exonerated. Did you ever know that?
With that case, the Zodiac
With that
case?
case. Yeah.
Really? How about,
So there was
they
this
said there
one
was two of
guy,
them?
say it again?
So they said there was two killers?
No. There was like 7 people that got indicted. I think all of them were guilty. And the only one, all of them got convicted. Like 7 or 8 dudes got convicted. And this guy, Johnny Hincapié, I think you pronounce his name. He did
Mhm.
25 years, this guy.
Oh wow.
Based on a bad confession. You know what happens back then, you know.
Who you telling? Who you telling? They tell this lawyer don't work on whatever day he got arrested on.
Yeah, so this guy would spend 25 years in prison for this thing. And then he got exonerated. Pretty fucking crazy story. I think I have some pictures of him over here. Let's see. So this is his mugshot actually from the time. Johnny Hincapié.
Right.
This is Murder and Outrage, the killing of Brian Watkins. Utah family came to New York City to watch the U.S. Open. In a subway on the way to dinner, they were attacked by a band of teenagers. When Brian's mother was kicked in the face, he tried to defend her. Moments later, he lay dying, bleeding from stab wounds. This is the story of a courageous son. Yeah, so they killed this young guy right here. And 8 people are arrested in this. This is a famous headline, too. Dave, do something.
Wait. See, I got you mixed up. I thought you were talking about the Zodiac case. There was 7 of them. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No.
I'm still like, what the fuck?
No, we're on Brian Watkins. But it still is going to bother me why I thought that about him as far as what neighborhood he was from.
Yeah, no. Well, Sal brought a good. He thinks that one of them got shot in Forest Park, which is Glendale.
Maybe that's it, because they did try him in Queens. That's probably it. I was probably looking into it, and I came across something to do with that neighborhood.
Look who we got here. Look who we got. Basta.
And then, so he gets exonerated. There he is 25 years later. This fucking guy.
It ruined his life.
Yeah.
He was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
From this to this. All for nothing.
Can you imagine that? That's
all for
horrible.
nothing.
That's horrible. What else we got?
Hey, Basta.
You didn't see him? I told you I see him.
There he is. Yeah, we were wondering where you were the other day. We were trying to unpack something, and
Oh yeah, then you know what I got? So there was the he did another short bit on Vito and his brother, the Guzzos. Panisi did.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second before you go on. I hate to cut you off, but Roa has a good question.
Sure.
Did he sue the city? Yes, he did. $17 million he got. I don't know if that can make up for 25 years of your life lost, but what can you do?
Crazy. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. No. It doesn't make up. It doesn't make for it at all. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy. What was I just seeing? What was I talking about? So yeah. So Pedisi gives
John
that gives
Panisi.
Vito and his brother a year before they get indicted. I mean, what's up
Did he
with the
say that?
bitter-
Was that what that video was about? I didn't watch it. 'Cause-
Yeah. What's up with that bitter shit, man? Fucking, you're no longer a fucking in that lifetime. You gotta you don't even know this fucking guy. He's been away for how long? How you know if he wants anything to do with anything? It's just
I think maybe it has more so to do with he probably doesn't like his brother, I guess.
that's exactly what it has to do with. That's exactly.
Tom would know more about that. I think he's past
bring
it
him
by
on.
now. I think
He
he's
ain't
past it.
gonna. Yeah, Philly Bob. He's talking to somebody else. Another fat ball Italian. Yeah, but he was saying Silver Screens. We used to go to Silver Screens. That was Steinway, way back in the day. But there's a couple of good other restaurants out here, and I remember one was still around when I was there. It was on Fresh Pod. It was a Tika Trattoria, a paisan of mine owned it, and then one time a friend as well. And it had really good Sicilian food. It had he did really good with it. If any of you guys ever been there, and there's another. What's up, Chris Capello? What's up, my man?
I know the spot that you're talking about, Chris Capello, because my uncle lived in Woodhaven, and I'm pretty sure this was his go-to spot. I think it's the same spot. Real old school. It was there forever. Yeah, 50 years. Yeah. Real old school. Because those places are disappearing. Like you can't go to like a Chinese restaurant in New York anymore. I mean, you could. You just got to find them where it's like old school style, where they'll come with the homemade mustard, the duck sauce, the noodles, and has a different feel to it, a different taste even than like the quick, fucking takeout ones. We used to have one in Whitestone back in the day called Evergreen. Some people might remember that style. Yeah, some place they used to call them like tiki places sometimes because they would have like that kind of feel to them.
Yeah, with the fucking umbrellas and those drinks that
Yeah,
got you smashed.
Yeah, but those places were the fucking best, man. Really, really.
Yeah.
Let's see. The guy from the Bergen ordered from there. Panisi theorized about how he thinks Paul Ragusa is made now.
Yeah, but then on the one before, on the show before, he was talking about how he thinks that he won't be because he was involved in the shooting of that one fucking guy, Vinny Union. So he contradicts himself every fucking show by show. What's this now?
He said if he was 18, he would do 25 years for 17 million.
If he was 18, he did 25 in jail.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
I mean, wait, 25, 18, get out at 42. I guess that's a good retirement, 17 million. You never worked. You just went to prison and then you retired with a $17 million pension. I guess there could be an argument for it. I don't think I would do it.
Mr. Lee's on Myrtle was the best. That was the one where you go over there and get smashed before my Puerto Rican friend used to go there. So every time I hung out with them, I used to go over there before we went out, and they used to go to get the Mai Tais and the fucking things. I mean, those things were bad, bro. You were still drunk by the time you got to Manhattan from Brooklyn. If you had one of them, you're like, what?
FBI Evergreen's been there many times. Yeah, it's considered Whitestone though. Okay, relax with the Bayside stuff. All right, it's Whitestone, buddy. All right. Anyway.
All right, what do we got here? We got some good stuff to go. We went after Bernstein. That was fun.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We did that. We did that.
We have some questions, and people call. And somebody asked me on one of my comments if the Albanians, who was running, the Albanians were, who was calling the shots for the Albanians when I was out there, and I didn't mean it. They weren't. They weren't coming in as much as they were like in 92, 93, and then more after. But and they weren't that many in Ridgewood like the Bronx. So I really didn't know. I knew a couple of Albanians, but I didn't know them to be as organized as the Italians were. So that's my answer to that. I want to say hi to a couple of guys at the Black Can Forum. Tony Pollock. Well, Pete Mac 2, Cheech. She's always on here. Chid Giganti, I guess not the real one. And shout out
Well,
to
it's
you.
not the real one.
No. This one didn't wear no robe.
Damn it.
Yeah. It's a fake one.
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell?
Who else? Anyone else over at Black Hand? Shout out to the Black Hand Forum. Any good Chinese restaurants in Flushing? Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much endless. It depends what you want, though. If you want like real Chinese food, yeah, there's a shit ton.
Oh yeah, Flushing's a lot of them.
Listen, it's the premier Chinatown in. Listen,
in the
I'm
East
not
Coast.
trying to be
in
biased.
the East Coast.
In the United States of America.
No, hell no.
Yes, at this point in time,
No
yeah,
way.
in the United States.
Yeah, San
At this point,
Francisco,
no, it blows San Francisco away. Plus, you don't got to walk over
Seattle.
fucking junkies. No, it
Seattle.
blows every single one away.
Asian food here is
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's surpassed anywhere in the country at this point in time, 2025.
It's fresher too. They don't even know what duck sauce here is. It's because they don't use it. They're like, don't give me that packaged shit. We want,
Depends. It depends where you go. Some places still
They use like
use
the
it.
lumpia sauce. The lumpia, is that how I said it right? The lumpia.
Lumpia.
You know, that's the Filipino. Got a lot of Filipinos here. It's a Filipino duck sauce.
Well, that's over in Filipino town.
No, the egg roll. It's an egg
I'm
roll.
in
It's
fucking
a egg
Chinatown.
roll.
Yeah, but they do. But the charming part about those old school American Chinese restaurants is that they would make the duck sauce there and they would give it to you, and they would make the hot mustard that would fucking rush through your brain if anybody else ever liked that. I personally do. But yeah, no, it's the best Chinatown in the United States. The best.
Scott H, thanks for the donation, my man.
Gaslight, I was looking for that. I only have one email from you. I don't know if you want to send it again. I didn't see it. So send it again if yeah, please send it again. I was actually looking for it. You hear about all the nationalities in New York, but I never hear about the Mexicans. What kind of crimes are the Mexicans up to in New York? Any Mexican assistant? I mean, you have some.
Now, when I was younger, they started coming in later as well. When I was younger, it was Colombian.
Yeah, you have Mexicans here, but it's not. I don't know. I can't say that they'll. I mean, you can't compare it to where you're from, Nightmare out in Cali. It's nothing compared. I will say that the Mexican food is getting a lot better in New York, where historically it's been average, or you had a couple of places, but the Mexican food has certainly gotten pretty good. A lot of places you can go to get good food.
Pete Rubino goes, do you remember Late Night on Merlin area? Yeah, of course. That's homeboy by there, Vito Love.
Yeah, Flushing has its own skyline at this point. It's basically bigger. There's some small cities in this country, as you probably know, Frank, where the skyline is really nothing. It's just like, oh wow, that's what Flushing is alone. It's got its own like skyline at this point.
Dude,
a lot of money.
Queens Boulevard has the biggest skyline than most cities I've been
to. Filipinos. Okay.
Where you think they're mostly here, fucking down in Seattle. Come here, there's Filipinos everywhere. Southeast
1999. There you go, Roro G. Thank you, Roro. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Ro. Thank you,
Ro. The great, powerful, the best moderator in the game.
Hey, Al Torres just got on here. What's up, my man? Al Torres. He hung out. Oh, it wasn't your man. He hung out at Looney Tunes.
What about the hot pepper seed sauce at the real? Yeah, so you talk about the chili oil with the real chili flakes. You know what's funny? I've been eating that shit for years.
My man Nightmare, I didn't see him. Oh, he did. He was at the Mexican one. What's up, my man? What's up, buddy?
The real chili flake oil from the real Chinese restaurants. And then, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or whatever, it somehow caught on into mainstream and all these people were coming out with it and making millions of dollars. Like, there's one company that started making it. And it's been pretty much a regular staple in Chinese places forever, but something about it caught on. I kind of was surprised by that. But if that's what you're talking about. Some of them call it chili crunch or chili crunch oil. Nightmare, 99 cents. Thank you, Nightmare. Appreciate you, buddy. Madison, New York. Yeah, Maureen's is my favorite pizza in Flushing as well.
Justin Mason asked me if I ever been to Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, of course.
LIC Skyline. Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Coeur d'Alene doesn't have a skyline.
Well, the
Idaho.
city skyline is fucking crazy. It's basically an extension of Manhattan. It's nuts. Yeah.
You ever been to Idaho?
I have never been to Idaho. No, I would like to go though. I've never been there.
It's pretty cool. I used to go to this town, Kellogg, right outside in the wintertime. It was really nice. It's a getaway.
Yeah.
And right outside of the Panhandle, northern Idaho. It's pretty cool. Weird place though. It could get real weird real quick.
He says hot chili oil, hot mushroom, the cup smell. Yeah. Cherry Hill. Bensonhurst is supposed to. Yeah, a lot of Chinese. Actually, I did a tour of Tally's, and it's a Chinese restaurant now. I got to go inside it.
You'd be surprised I met Tally. You did that?
Yeah, you never saw it?
You never saw that, Bo? Come on, Bo.
No.
You wanna see what Tally's looks like now?
What's it look? Yeah, I think I did see it. I saw it at the outside. I didn't see your
Let me show you, Bo.
Where can you get great Jewish corned beef in Queens and a half sour pickle? Jesus, I don't know. There used to be one on 73rd and Bayside. That one closed down. They still have Ben's in Bay Terrace, I guess. I think in Forest Hills you can maybe get one.
There's a great Jewish place in Mercer Island, right between Bellevue and Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the fucking computer millionaires live. And of course, they're going to have a Jewish deli there. But it's the best, bro. Did I say millionaires? Probably billionaires.
I like Jewish delis.
Me too.
Yeah, I'll show you guys real quick. If you guys ever want to watch it, you could go to NYC Crime Spot. I couldn't see the bullet holes because they redid the walls, David Price. All right, let's see. We got Brooklyn restaurant haunted by gangsters.
This is another area. We're gonna make our way out. The shit's over here.
We went
Work.
to the bathroom. So this
Spam
is inside Tally's. This is
I think
Now,
sounds
this
pretty
is where
cool
they
to
kill
me.
Michael DeBat.
6205 18th Avenue.
Wasn't supposed to shut. And
So they said it was haunted,
There was
Frank.
nobody down there.
This was in the news. It was haunted. Jeez.
Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed
Let's send
someone
the
down near
expert
the
out
boilers.
there. Send Panisi down there.
Didn't think anything of it.
Send
So I go to
Panisi down
the
there.
walking dog.
Hey, what do you
They
think?
go out and there's no one there.
I hear that
There was
gangster.
So this is it, basically. It's a Chinese restaurant. Tally's.
There's something about eating in a place where fucking people died. I don't know.
Yeah, something about it. I've been to a few of them, more than a few.
Not died because people die in houses and shit. Big fucking deal. But I'm
Well,
talking
people
about
died. You know, there was two murders
That's
inside this place.
But
Oh, there's the
Black
basement.
and
That's
gold.
where.
Kitchen.
There's the kitchen.
That's where we made the chicken
Rest of us
parmesan,
changed the bathroom
bro.
locations.
another podcast guy here, the
Here's the
English guy. I
kitchen
like.
for Tally's bar.
You
Back
see him?
here.
So if you guys want to ever see that, you
Tally's.
check it out. Hold on 1 second. I can't see nothing really. Who's that? What do you mean?
Another podcast. That guy. He's the guy from England. What's his name? Well, he's a nice guy. Funny motherfucker. He likes
This
Oasis.
one?
Yeah. We talked first
Hmm.
podcast. He's
Oh,
asking
is that
what-
Mark? I want to talk. He changed his name. Is that who that is?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I get it. I was what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Gaslight says, Brett, I sent it. All right, let me see what you got. Actually, I got to check it on my phone.
What we got here? Let me see. You see, you also went to the Gemini Lounge, didn't you?
Say it again.
You also been to the Gemini Lounge.
Oh, a bunch of times, yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, I had to go there specifically for that, but I filmed other things that just happened to be in the area there. So, like, there was a murder up the block from there at one point that I covered on my channel.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to go back there with Pete if I can get him, if I can get him here to New York.
Hmm. Whatever happened to the male's son?
Took his own life, unfortunately.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Back in 2017, I believe, or 18.
Yeah, you know what's weird? I heard that people saying that his father was trying to groom him for that life. Any truth to that?
That's how he made it sound in his book. Yeah, I mean, he made it sound that way for sure. That he was letting him in on, not that he was like letting him know, like, oh, maybe he probably alluded to it at times about people being murdered, but yeah, Albert makes it seem like his father didn't hide what his life was about for sure.
No. You can see it in those barbecues they used to have, the cookouts outside.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's like, why is my
They're coming out
40-year-old dad? Yeah, why does my 40-year-old dad have these 25-year-olds hanging around?
Yeah.
It's like, so I don't know. I guess it's one of those things. I mean, I don't know. It is weird over there. I do get a weird feeling over there.
And we're talking about the Murder Machine book and the crew that's mentioned in the book, that's highlighted in the book, whatever. Brett, it covers them a lot. Yeah, and that's why I'm curious, just like anybody else. Like, they talk about the first murder they committed all together.
Right. Apparently, Andre Katz. Yeah.
Yeah. And in most cases, those first murders that these guys do or get into, sometimes it's because it's a spot murder. It's like, they're picking spots just to see if they're able to do it. Sick, believe me, but that's the way it usually goes. And then, well, how was that guy? Was that guy somebody that would have killed them? Was it somebody who was just a regular schmo?
What guy did you say?
The guy Katz they killed.
Oh no, he was like fucking 20-something-year-old kid. He worked at his father's. They had some kind of auto rental or auto business or something with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
His parents were like immigrants or whatever. But he was into bad shit. Whatever, dealing drugs or into stolen cars or dealing drugs. But apparently, but he did shoot Harvey Rosenberg. He did shoot him.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was able. He was in like somebody.
At least that's the story. I mean, at least that's who Harvey thought shot him, and that's why they did what they did to him. Pete told me he was at Harvey's house when he was shot. Because he was shot outside his house, right by his garage. And he said he heard boom, 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 and then Pete goes, I said, uh-oh. He just, like he talks and shit. And then they took him to the hospital and shit, and it fucked up his face after that. He had like kind of like a disfigured, a little whatever to his face.
How was he? How was that? How was he? The Jewish kid? Was he a real wild one?
I mean, he had a lot of bodies, man. He murdered a lot of people.
How many bodies do you think they had?
Harvey Rosenberg?
Yeah.
Harvey Rosenberg himself?
No, just them in particular.
Oh, probably like 80.
80.
Probably.
Wow, that's a lot.
80 or 90.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna pick him up again or no? Like the people saying?
No. The problem with that is like, because like I said before, like that testimony, by the way, that came out in 2003. So they would have done something already, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
And then there's stuff that they've other stuff, like I said, that they've been implicated with as far as the Lucchese stuff, but they never pursued that. They never went after them for anything. They figured probably, I don't know, these guys are in jail for life. What the fuck? Why do we need to? They didn't even do all the murders that they thought they did. Damn, DeMeo was killing all type of immigrants in the car business. Oh, I don't know about.
Yeah, spot killings.
I mean, I know of one, but I don't know about how many.
He was a fucking he was a psycho. He was crazy.
Crime Spot, do you only cover the mob? Do you ever cover any other organization? Have you read The Black Hound by Chris Mob? Mob and general New York City crime on my channel. Would I ever cover stuff outside of New York? No, I don't have interest in it. Probably just Long Island, upstate, New York City. maybe New Jersey, but no, I don't have interest in covering stuff other states. I watched MSC Crime Stop video on the garage where the innocent used carsman was slaughtered. Yeah, that's pretty fucking nasty, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not worried at all about getting no. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're not going to get
how
it.
old are they? I mean, they're
doesn't
like,
make sense. It's so stupid.
yeah, exactly.
It's just
Anybody want to come up?
Huh?
Anybody want to come up? Maybe we could pass the Bradley around.
Yeah. They're not. I mean, I know I've seen you talk before that you kind of know who you know, Nicholas, Charles. Sorry. Yeah, no, they would never. It's stupid. How old are they? They are. They're about 70.
Wow.
Yeah, they're about 70 right now.
Yeah.
Closing in on it.
Gotta be crazy. Have pizza tonight from Gino's in Howard Beach, Peter says. For the kids, had to get half ham, half pineapple. Crazy what these kids eat today. Frank, do you like pineapple on your pizza? It's not Italian, in my opinion. No, I don't like pineapple in my pizza at all. But I don't go crazy about it when I see it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's pineapple. Fuck, Italians don't do that.
I like. You ever seen the meme where it's like, remember in Casino when they're holding Joe Pesci back and he's like watching. He's like watching his brother get killed. Yeah, it's like they're holding Pesci back and there's a pizza with a pineapple.
That's a brutal fucking scene, man. That's a hot scene to fucking watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you actually hear the clinks. Anthony Seta was released this year. Yeah, well, he was. Joey. When did Joey come out?
They both came out the same year. Joey came out in April and Center came out in June.
Yeah. And how about Borelli? Was he ever going to come out?
That's fucked up, man. You got it bad, man. You got it real bad.
Yeah, huh?
They fucked him real bad. Yeah, 150 years for 15 cars.
Jeez.
He's got no murders.
All right,
does.
Santorini. Good night.
But
Good
he
night.
does. Have a good night, Santorini. He's got no murders, but he does. And the government knows that. So that's why they fuck with him. They use that shit as an excuse.
Well, the
'Cause
loophole.
he beat a double homicide. They reversed that shit.
Crazy. Do you think the twins have any regret?
I don't know. 35 years locked up. I'm sure they have some kind of regret.
Yeah, probably, right? Yeah, no, for sure. So what else we got going, bro?
Yeah, 150 years is Roro said.
What we got going?
Louis Manor released Compassionate Grounds, a bit of a mistake. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you can do with a 90-something-year-old man. I mean, what can you do with him? Bobby Manor? He's like 90-something years old.
Wow.
Just like Little Vic. I mean, how old is he? 90?
What's up, Brian?
Yeah,
crazy. Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
Yeah, he beat a double murder, you know? He beat a double homicide. And they don't like that. They didn't like that he beat that either.
You got anything to say about my Knicks?
I don't. Doug Ross, thank you for the $4. $4 Trudell bucks. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Or whoever the new guy is. I'm sorry. Mike the Printer. We enjoyed heading out early morning in the summer. Back in the 70s, we would go check the weeds for abandoned cars to strip. If they had bodies, we moved on. Jesus Christ.
What? Who was that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Filipino, great people, Bobine. I love Filipinos.
Do you have any run-ins with the Bronx Albanians?
Me, no. You know who used to get a lot of run-ins with them? The Serbian kids I knew back in the neighborhood.
Is that right?
Yeah, they used to have run-ins with them. And
wait a second, hold on.
We got somebody.
No, I just banned Bobina from the chat by accident. Oh fuck.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, Bobina. I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna hear the end of that.
Do you know Bobina?
Yeah.
That was an accident. I just hit the thing that banned. I'll get you back. Yeah, I got it. I got it, Gaslight.
Frank, you mentioned Naked City last night. How the hell did we all get in during those days?
Fuck.
It was 18 to get in. I'm pretty sure there was no liquor. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Shit, I was getting into fucking clubs at 15. I didn't have no hair on my face. Bouncers used to laugh. They go, "How old are you?" I'd be like, "I don't know, 17." No. I'd be like 18. They're like, "Go ahead, go in."
Keep reading the
Yes.
comments.
Yeah, right, exactly. Serbs and Albanians did fight like cats and dogs back in the day, Sally. They did, and they still do. I mean, they still do when they were both in the same room. Where's Fish? I thought I seen Fish here. You seen Fish?
Yeah, I think he's here.
All right, cool. Mike the Printer, another fat ball Italian. We got any guests want to come up today? Come on, make the call. We'll make you a star.
Bobina, I'm gonna get you back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ban you.
Yeah.
I gotta go into
I'm here,
YouTube
cuz I'm
Studio.
here. All right, my man. Fish out in fucking Minneapolis.
Shit. I'm gonna have to. I don't even remember how to unban people.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it next time. No problem.
All right. Shit balls.
What we got here? Gaslight. That's extensive Albanian relations for most of Balkan history, even in the Balkans. Yeah, but Gaslight. It intensified in my neighborhood a lot more after the former Yugoslavia was separated, and I seen it. I see Croatian kids and Serbian kids I grew up with not talk anymore. Some even went on the other side to fight for their countries and respected independent countries. But I seen it up front and personal.
Robo said he's only timed down. He's not banned. Okay, I hope so. I don't know. I mean, I could undo it in the studio, but I forget.
It's all good.
Yeah. Gaslight. Enjoy the video I sent. Can I send elements of the screenplay along at some point for you to relate? Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't have the original one from you. I only had that old email you sent me.
Yeah.
Who do you guys like, India or OKC? How much you gonna get? I don't like basketball. I don't watch it, but Frank would know.
I do. I do like OKC on this one. I think they're gonna blow them out. But then again, I'm a bad. Don't listen to me, Frank. You're running wise guys from Catania. No, I haven't. If they were like Americanized ones, like if they were from Catania, but not in Catania itself, no.
Albanians weren't invented until the 80s. Yeah, that was the great Albanian invention of 85. Yep. I remember that.
Why did the airline and OK not get along? Oh, that stemmed from after apparently John. This is from John. John says when he had a fallout with Junior, Joe took his side. Joe took Junior's side, and therefore that created a rift between both of them.
Dominic Calandra, you know what? After a single visit, I believe I was clipped from Gunsmoke. Got rid of you in the chat? Really? Why would he do that? I don't understand how these content creators expect channel growth. Did he really? I don't think. And what did you do? I don't think he's quick to do that. You believe?
Quick? No, probably not. No.
Doesn't sound like it.
So he's no.
Doesn't sound like it. I mean, you'd have to really do something.
Totalitarian over there asked me if I know any Augustus. No. Augusta. No. Luigi Ringivelli from Canada. I had. You want to hear something funny? I was digging his stuff up the other day, right? His case.
Yeah.
And the shit that was coming out of this guy's mouth was fucking unbelievably. I mean, you know what I blame? I blame that freaking guy, the Rocco guy. What's his name? The officer, his case agent, whoever the fuck it was, that gave him credibility because he was so far. I mean, he was naming places, didn't even know.
Is that the guy that wrote the book with him?
Luigi Ringivelli. No, the guy who was his agent. The guy who pulled him out.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Ringivelli was probably being economical with the truth in a whole lot of ways. Yeah, but then he gets locked up and he can't make $400 fucking bail on a botched robbery, and he's calling everybody, and that's when he decides to flip and tell them that he had information about a banker.
Yeah, Sal said he wrote the book. Yeah, it was the guy he did the book with, I think.
Oh,
right?
Okay, yeah, the guy. What's his name? Rocco or something?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was, and Sal. You know, he grew up like I did in the neighborhoods, and we know this guy was full of shit.
Yeah.
Because we listen to his stories. He quotes this one. He says that Vito Licata gets killed at the Bella Palermo, which is it's a coffee shop at the time on Saddam and Knickerbocker Avenue. False. They had a pool table there. No. See, I read a chapter and threw it in the garbage. Yeah.
I've seen books where they've made stuff up like murder dates that aren't true. I can think of 2 books off the top of my head where I've seen it's one book they were just making up the whole circumstance behind a murder. It was just made up out of nowhere. I don't even know where they got it from, but I don't know how that happens. I'm not sure.
He
I
had
don't know why
this
they do
fucking
shit
guy
like
from
that.
my town, the fish guy's son. Not the fish guy's son. The fish guy's the son. The father at a pizza place, Brutus Struns, we used to call him. They made him. He makes him like the Godfather boss. This guy used to like the whole court, but nobody took him seriously because of bad decisions he made in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he used to always hold court. So this guy, I don't know if this guy either believed him or he's like the Scott Bernstein of fucking Knickerbocker Avenue. You know, he has these fucking peckerheads telling him bullshit. But he fell for it. Was Peter Licata actually opposed to drugs, or was that street legend also is Frank DiMatteo full of shit? I don't know. DiMatteo is a Colombo guy, so I can't say. As far as Pete Licata being opposed to drugs, I think that's a myth. I think that's a little bit of. I don't think he was for him, but I don't think that's why he got killed. I think that was a myth.
This is Beloki says, do you know any Albanians from Ridgewood, Rogner Cafe, owned by Genti and Casa and Dervishaj?
No, I don't even know I don't even know what those people are.
Dervishaj.
Yeah. But however, the Licata coffee shop that we talked about in one of our recordings, where both brothers got whacked.
Mm-hmm.
That's an Albanian.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah. So if that's the one you're talking about, I don't know. It wasn't that the capacity of Albanians at the time before I got they were starting to come in, but it wasn't like apparently it is today.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got along with them. They were cool. I mean, my uncle had a place he rented out to one of them that served as a club too. And that was years ago. So, but there wasn't many yet. The ones that were there were from the former Yugoslavia. They weren't from Albania. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So they were like from Kosovo, Bosnia,
Mm-hmm.
Places like that. And they kind of got along with it. They all got along until that old shit hit the fan over there.
What's up, Tony Buick? How you doing, buddy? Kosovo Albanians. Okay.
Yeah, they were mostly in the Bronx, and the ones that I did meet, a couple that I did meet from the Bronx, were on another level. We talk about like Italian kids from my neighborhood, Italian kids from the southern Brooklyn, same kind of thing, they're just in another level. You could tell,
Santini's agent. My client would like 15 minutes to redeem himself. Thanks in advance. Well, I want 27 push-ups, 85 pull-ups, 5 laps around a 6-mile track, and then you can redeem yourself. What is that? Miso soup in the picture there? What's going on here? What the fuck is this?
That's his powder. That's what he takes with to do his fucking
It looks like a
calisthenics.
fucking miso soup.
What's this? Gerard the Belicki said, Frank, you are so real. Oh, wow. Yes.
That's Al Grimaldi. Give me gonna run through the rest of the outfit, Frank. You got the lowdown for real. You're gonna need more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Is the Russian mob still in Brighton Beach? I wouldn't know. I mean, I heard there is some of that.
I know one Russian kid.
I hear that's like Georgian, some of those areas.
Belarusian.
Yeah, Belarusian. Yeah, Belarusian, however they call it. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, my friend was from Belarus.
As far as what it was, it's a different type of ethnic thing because a lot of those guys in the 70s and 80s and 90s they were Soviet Jews, essentially, you know. And
Bloki says, hold
Yeah.
on, this is a good one. You're gonna love this. Bloki says, Nadu is not an Albanian.
he's not.
And who's to say, right? He can't
Uh-oh.
tell you that because after you run off all those fucking names, Kadashkian, Varaski,
That's
I can't
beef.
even-
That's beef. That's
I'm with
beef.
you. I'm with you, Blocky.
That's beef. Yeah, it's Little Odessa. Yeah, as far as the criminal stuff there, I don't know. I heard that there's like Caucasus Mountain people over there doing their thing, I guess.
Watch it, McKenna. Watch it. You're still giving me that Inter Milan shit.
Little Odessa, yeah.
Little
Let's see.
Odessa.
Let's pronounce this one. Kvarachkila. Kvarachkila. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them came from that, and much like Ukraine being a port city, Brighton Beach also near the water, so they liked it, right? But a lot of those guys were former prisoners, murderers, thieves, crooks, and they ended up being able to come here. The USSR unloaded a lot of them, and a lot through the Soviet Jewry movement that was going on also. Used to hang out.
I'll tell you, my fucking steroid guy. He was the guy who peddled steroids to me. He was from Belarus.
Yeah,
Good guy.
yeah.
I like. He was cool, but you know,
Would it be fair to say that the Russian mafia is the Jewish mob?
in
Listen,
America,
when I started talking about those Brighton Beach guys in my channel and doing like biographies and stuff on these guys, there has been a couple of people over the times that feel the need that they have to correct me and say Russians. Oh, don't you mean Jews? But that's coming from a very negative place. Like I know why they're saying that. They're saying it for their own fucking motive. But in reality, yes, a lot of those guys, yeah, they're Jewish. Yeah.
well, a lot of also Russians from Russia and places like even the Ukraine have a history. Some have history of anti-Semitism, very strong history. So, you know, that's where that comes from. Oh, you Russian? You mean Russian? You mean Jew?
Yeah.
I've had that
Yeah.
told to me. Like my friend was, he still probably is. I haven't seen him in years. He was
Yeah.
Belarusian Jewish.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know, Mallory. As far as like the top guys that were back then that anyone even bothers to talk about, as far as New York City in the 70s and 80s, whether it be FC Agron or Murat Balagula or Boris Nayfield or Manya Elson, these guys are all Jewish.
Yeah, South is a good. We had a lot of
Vladimir
gangs.
Reznikov, fucking all those guys. The guy that I don't think was the other guy.
Octopus.
Vyacheslav, what the fuck is his name?
The guy who looked Chinese.
There's been a
Call
few
him
of
the
those
little
guys.
Chinaman.
There's been a few of those Russians that look like Chinese.
Well, that's all that Afghanistan, the stands.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot of, like South said, there used to be a lot of the Asian gangs back in the day. What's up, Eli's dad? How are you? You remember them?
Asian gangs, yeah.
Yeah, like the White Shadow, the Ghost Shadow. What the fuck was it?
BTK, Born to Kill, those are Vietnamese dudes. Ghost Shadows. What else? Like the Ghost Shadows, BTK. Trying to think. I don't know if RD is here. I don't think he's here tonight, but he was cool with some of those BTK guys. Flying Dragons, there you go.
The Flying Dragons. So
Yeah,
we hung out in the pool in
Dragons.
Glendale as kids, like 15, maybe 16 at the time. I was still in high school. And one day, fucking about 8, 9 of them come there. They were looking for one guy. They grab him and they start taking pool balls from the other. They're fucking him up with pool sticks, and then they start hitting him with pool balls, bro. They fuck that guy up. They carry that guy out in a stretcher. But we never had that. We never seen it. We used to see that Chinese. What the fuck are all these Chinese people coming to Glendale?
Yeah.
That's like a Gunsmoke joke. They were looking for the cats. They heard that Glendale has healthy cats.
Is that right? You know, Brett and Francisco, Hamilton, East End was compared to the Bronx. All the people from all over the world. Steel mills, huge ones, were my view for 20 years old. Man, they're 36 years. Interesting.
Let's be real. Yes, they were golden
Hamilton,
Jews.
East End. A lot of these Jews became Jewish to marry Israel's and immigrate. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of this, I don't know. I don't know the history of it, but I do know a lot of them that came here. A lot of it had to do with, obviously a lot of them were decent, regular people, but there was a lot of criminals that the USSR was very happy to fucking unload on the United States. That's a fact. I mean, they didn't just start becoming criminals when they got here to Brighton Beach and New Jersey.
No.
Pennsylvania. And if you guys ever want to read, you read. There's a Pennsylvania crime report about. I think it's out of Pennsylvania. Oh no, it's New Jersey. I think Pennsylvania might have did one too. You could find these documents about Russian organized crime infiltration in the tri-state area. Well, I think it's Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York, and from the 70s to like 95 or 96 when this came out, there's I think 66 murders, and then obviously the gas stuff and everything else. So yeah, they were getting busy. Those guys, they were getting pretty fucking busy.
Did I know about the Spartan Creed? Says Frank, any dealings with Greeks who had papagallos? Okay, I remember there was one guy. His old man was Nick, and then the young guy papagallos is his. I think it was his nephew. His name was Teddy. He looked like Johnny Depp a little bit. I never got that vibe from them being part of any kind of organized crime. But who knows? I mean, if you're in Steinway Street back in the 90s, I'm guessing you had to. Hold on, you pulling away. You guys are hitting Thai car and it broke a window. I'll never forget. Oh, okay. I'll get back to that one. But back to Teddy. I never got the vibe of him and his uncle being organized crime, but at the same time being on Steinway Street in Astoria back in those days. And you did own the club, chances are you had a rabbi. You were around somebody for sure.
The story about P. Kyoto and the Greek boss, Spiridon Valensis. Yeah.
Somebody said we got to fight with two of his friends. I want to see who that was. I remember that fight. I heard Nick from Papagallo was gay. Probably was. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but I never got the fucking like because Europeans they carry them. They could be dangerous. You don't know. I know they could be like you said. Dangerous and gay. I don't fucking know, but yeah, no, I didn't get no gangster vibe from them. What's up, Pete? I'm on D.
What up, Pete?
Yeah, no, did you see that one that just won? They said, well, we got in a fight at Papagallo's one night. Yeah, Spartan Creed. He had that's the one. The richest stories remind me amongst friends, kinda minus the privileged kid from Long Island. Yeah, Cheech. Yeah, I seen that movie one time and it kind of like hit home in more ways than one.
Russian mob boss guy known as Billionaire Don was seen driving beat up Ford Taurus in Bustleton, Northeast Philly. Really? The one I know is Semyon Mogilevich, but Semyon Mogilevich wouldn't be in Philadelphia. I wonder which one you're talking about.
The gyro spot of 42nd and Broadway back in the day was Santini's agent. Was the spot. Yeah. When you see Greek guys say Malacca, no, don't say that.
Yeah, I grew up with around a lot of Greeks too.
They did use there was a nightclub. You ever see that movie Among Friends?
I did not know.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. Check it out. You know what other nightclub they used for the Kiss of Death? Somebody brought it up the other day with Nicolas Cage. They used pallets, but it was Goldfingers at the time.
Okay.
Remember when he's doing the push-ups with the girl?
Did you have any black friends in the 80s? Actual friends?
Yeah, of course. We talk about it all the time. If you watch my Ridgewood episode, you'll know that Alex was black, Dominican, dark.
Yeah.
But we didn't, it's funny, but yeah, he was what he was. Who cares, right? Who cares? But we considered him like Italian. It was Sicilian, matter of fact.
He spoke Sicilian fluent, right?
Alex was fluent in Sicilian. Yeah.
Yeah, Malacca was something I definitely heard a lot growing up around a lot of Greeks. I know it's hard for me to call it a euro. I still call it a gyro. I know you're
I call
supposed
it
to
gyro too.
I know you're supposed to call it a euro. I went into a fucking Greek spot once and I said gyro, and this is the only. Usually they let it slide. They don't care because they know it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy goes, "What is?" He goes, "What is gyro? Euro." I said,
Don't
"All
talk
right,
to me
buddy,
like
relax.
this.
Give me a fucking gyro. Relax, dude."
The fucking
He got so
ran
tight.
past
He got
this
so
nonsense.
fucking mad that I said gyro.
The
What is
Steakhouses.
gyro? Euro. It's all right, Dick.
I like Greek food too. The fish and all that. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, there was Captain
The
George,
fish, like the charred fucking octopus.
all of it.
The moussaka. I love a good moussaka. The mestitio, anything like that. It's good.
Yeah.
Fucking baklava.
Oh, the pastry. They had this place called
Panakopita.
Spanatico. That's a spinach with the phyllo paper.
Panakopita.
So when I was in culinary school for a minute,
Yeah.
they were trying to teach us how to do them. The Spanaticopa, whatever the fuck it is.
It's very delicate with that phyllo.
With the phyllo paper. Yeah.
yeah.
It's an art, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I'm not that guy. I'm not, baking ain't my. I know how to bake, but like pastries and stuff. I thought I was gonna be the Iron Chef. I said, "Fuck it." You know what? I'm gonna go to culinary school. Fucking, I was like, "Oh, fuck this."
Souvlaki, the baklava is a little too rich for me. Grapefruits. Yeah, I like the stuffed grapefruits with the rice. So they're called the dolmades. I'm into that.
There was a place at
Action
Steakhouses.
Action Bronson's Albanian and I think just like Jewish, like me, like half American, whatever the fuck, Ashkenazi. I don't know. I think that's what he is. I think he's half Albanian and half whatever. He's from Flushing, over on 164th. I think, pretty sure.
Fish says couscous was delish. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I think we make good fish couscous. Honestly, the best I ever had is in part of the island. When I mean the island, I'm talking Sicily. The Trapanese, the province of Trapani, they have a couscous fest for 10 days every year because
is that right?
They make the best. It's a fish couscous, and of course the Arabs brought it to us, and they use lamb mostly, but we use fish and we make it too.
Yeah, 164. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's from 164. I knew who he was before he was a rapper, just for his graffiti, which I don't know. He doesn't talk about what his tag was, right? So I'm not going to say what it was. But yeah, Fontana over on Northern Boulevard. Yep. Flushing, yeah.
Oh, Justin asked a great question. You could help me out on this one. Is there any good German restaurants in New York City? I don't know, but my favorite was Stammtisch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got Zoom Stammtisch. The one that I go to most often is on Yellowstone Boulevard in Forest Hills, called Manor Oktoberfest. That's the one I go to. Yeah. Was that Smart Crew? Yeah, Smart Crew. That is correct.
Yeah,
you are correct.
There were so many German places when I was a kid. Let me get him focused here. I'm showing my
pasticcio is good too. It's got the bechamel sauce, the beef, but I like the moussaka with the eggplant, the potato, and the bechamel. I prefer that one, but the pasticcio is really good. Brett, did he run with me? Yeah, he's like an OG member of that crew from the 90s for sure. Yeah.
What did another Fat Ball Italian say? Frank, the one on Metropolitan close to Woodhaven. What was the name of that German restaurant? It wasn't Niederstein's because that was before. That was like near. I'm guessing Niederstein's was next to Christ the King High School. But then we had I don't know which one was the one up there. There was a lot.
Platt Deutsch, isn't that Long Island? Salacardi? Is that the one on the island? Platt Deutsch. My favorite place, my favorite French place in New York City is probably Brasserie Cognac over the Columbus Circle. I never heard of it. Interesting. Eli's dad is talking about soul food black, like real American black people.
Oh, so who said that?
Eli's dad.
When I was in the South, I mean, we had a lot of, but you got
Nah,
to
that
tie
wasn't
shit.
that wasn't
Everything's
his
fire.
tag, Mark. It was something else before that. It was way before he started writing action. Oh, Sen. All right, cool. Yeah, no, he had another tag, Mark, before that.
So, bro, your big day's coming soon. You ready?
Yeah. It is. Who has the best? That's a weird question. The best chicken cutlet in Queens. I don't know. I have the best fucking chicken cutlet in Queens. Put it that way.
The best chicken cutlet.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, the end of this month. Yeah, I'm getting married this month. That's right.
Nice. Another shout out, another Ridgewood person in the house here. How many people we got left? With 10 minutes left.
157 people. G
Oh,
Dub
that's good. 157 with 10 minutes left. He
Is
looks
that
like
a picture of G Dub Quinn there?
who? No, that he looks familiar. This kid looks familiar.
Okay.
Grew up in Ridgewood, but I probably know him. Attaboy, Brett. Good answer.
I think he's talking about
That day.
the graffiti thing from before, I
Oh.
think. What?
Negative. That's not me. He goes, okay. I thought it was this kid
Cafe
named
on the
Pete.
Green? No, I'm not getting married at Cafe on the Green.
Pete. He was a boxer. I think that's what it looked like.
Yeah, bro. You know.
It was Niederstein's. I just looked it up. I may have the location messed up, but definitely. Yeah, that was Joe Bacino's favorite, Niederstein's. He liked Niederstein's, and he liked this bakery on Metro called Kops, Kopps.
Oh, the cutlets. Okay. Frank, the German restaurant called Gebhardt's. You remember?
I remember that one. Yeah.
You remember the Carl Emmers they used to have everywhere?
The main place was right across the street from my house on Fresh Pond Road in Manhattan.
All right. Yeah, we had one in Whitestone for a little bit when I was younger. Actually, maybe for a little while. Then there was one in Fresh Meadows that lasted for a long time.
That's where the gummy bears first. I first was introduced to gummy bears, Coca-Cola gummy bears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They had all the German candies. They're fucking they're anal as shit. Those people. But when it comes to fucking like certain things like candies and chocolates and everything, they're on it. And they're butcher shops. You could eat it with the fucking floor. Go to another place. You know what I mean? It's not the same. They're fucking too much.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any of them. I don't know if there's any of them left. I'd like to know actually if there's any Carl Emmers left.
Yeah. We had a lot of Germans in on it. We had a lot of Austrians in my neighborhood.
There's one in Merrick Road out in Seaford, out on the island.
Chocolate mousse.
Oh, here we go. When the best butcher on the block reigned in Ridgewood and beyond. Wow, let me bring this up so I could share it with everybody.
We used to throw eggs off their roof on Halloween. We used to climb up there.
You know, it's a good website actually, Frank. QNS.com, the Queens website. I always look at this, and you can go into the archives too.
I feel Forest Park Star, another good one. I feel that the Queens website used to be the Ridgewood Times.
Same company bought up all of those things. I'm pretty sure it's a company called, not to be nerdy with the shit, it's a company called Schnepp's Media, I think, that owns all of them. That's why you get a lot of that old Ridgewood stuff that you can look up to on Queens. So is that it right there?
Yeah, that's it. That's where we used to throw fucking eggs off of that roof. You get like 40 fucking, this is before we really got into anything. We're like 15, 16 years old, climb up the roof and throw eggs. That's an old picture.
Yeah. Carl Emmer was born in a small village near Stuttgart, Germany in 1909 and came to America in 1930 and he was 21. 1932, he decided to strike on his own. He opened a Jersey butcher shop. Oh, so his first one was in Jersey.
Oh, wow. No, that was the main one. They had the trucks there all the time and everything.
In 1941, he opened a store in Ridgewood, Glendale, and Myrtle Avenue, offering. So that was like so that's probably like the real like big fucking.
Yeah, that's
operation.
it right there.
Wow.
Well, that was Myrtle Avenue in Ridgewood.
He opened a much larger one on Menahan
and Fresh Pond.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
Let's call Emma.
Yeah. I never even thought of like the idea of that it was a real person, to be honest. I just thought it was like whatever, they just fucking
Bro,
put it
the
together.
smell that used to come out of that place when they were fucking smoking the pork and shit.
Yeah.
I smell that all the time.
Oh, there we go. The closure of the Ridgewood Colorado left one butcher shop under the company banner in Queens. That's the one I was talking about in Fresh Meadows on the Horace Harding. They closed in 2017. Yeah, that's the last one I remember around.
Oh wow! What a wow! They used to have so many of them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, definitely remember that one. A little yeah, damn. Rest in peace. Frank, you ever have any run-ins or dealings with the Supreme Team?
No.
Brad, what happened to the Iraq graffiti group? Met the gay black through London Lane. Yeah, that would be ear snot in Iraq. What happened? I mean, they're still around in some capacity. A lot of those guys are still around. I mean, some of them still catching tags. Obviously, Dash Snow, Sace Iraq, died of a heroin overdose. He's basically the most famous guy out of that crew with ear snot. They're still around. They're still catching tags. I still see them up.
There's still people tagging.
Of course, I have friends that are highly active.
Oh, active tag. You can't
Highly active, like really active. Johnny Caputo, what's going on, man? What's good, fellas? You guys are killing it. Love the content. Was born in Woodhaven, raised in South Belmore. I was just in Astoria 3 weeks ago. Went to Rose and Joe's Bakery. Awesome, Johnny. I like Belmore. Belmore's nice. I have a friend that lives out in Belmore. I'm around there sometimes. Out in Long Island. BTF Phoenix says Zoom Stammtisch.
Hey, BTF Phoenix. I didn't even see you there. I don't see everybody anymore.
Mickey Smith says last question. Is Gene Gotti the boss? That's the last question.
Oh God. I'm gonna go with I'm speculating. I'm gonna go with a no. There's a lot of stuff going on. Somebody's pulling somebody's chain out there, okay? They're calling these fucking people up and fucking with them. And you know, that's what I think is going on, honestly. That's where I'm going, you know. There's no way 5 fucking May guys are talking to you, Scott Bernstein. You got to be a real fucking idiot to believe that. And you know what? It's showing because none of your stuff goes to fruition. That's when a mortician's gay. It's a fruition. Anyhow, yeah, I know. Fucking when I come out. You gotta remember, it's like my fucking my lexicon is a little off these days.
That's
but yeah.
You're the one I've been looking for.
Well, you gotta go fuck it up. You made me lose my thought, everything. Fuck, I was talking about
Gene Gotti being the boss.
Yeah. Crazy. What does it say?
Gaslight film 300 of Troy. I gotta be honest with you, Gaslight. I'm a terrible movie watcher. I've never seen any of them. I'm not saying that to be contrarian. I've never seen any of them. Frank, 300 of Troy?
No. No, I never did. I like to stay within, like, I don't know, when it comes to history, within 20th century. I know I don't go further. I don't go further down. Maybe the Civil War a little bit, but that's about it.
Roro's the boss.
Yes, she is. She's the boss. Yeah.
Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate it. We appreciate you liking it. Yeah, that was a great episode, man. Like I said, I mean, I know people don't want to hear about the stats or whatever, but that's our fastest growing episode from the series so far. You know, each episode is growing and growing. The series is growing. I also put a playlist together for those who haven't watched some of the Ridgewood stuff. I have them all separate in a playlist on the channel now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best cheap hotel in New York City? I don't know. There's some real cheapies you could find in
I wanted to say something, but Justin
the bad areas. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I did hear that you know, at one point a lot of the hotels in the city were going down a little bit, but now actually I heard in the news before that this year is like the lowest recorded. Violent crime is going down a lot in New York City. It's like the lowest recorded murder rate in fucking history or whatever the hell it is. I don't know how true that is, but Frank, I'm mixed black and white. I like to think me and Frank would have been friends in the 80s. We have a lot of the same interests and points of view. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, why shouldn't we not been, you know? Yeah, not my mom, she was all about everybody being the same. So we were raised right in that aspect, you know. We fucked up. A lot of other stuff got fucked up, but as far as treating everybody the same, yeah, of course.
Jules Winfield, most authentic German food I ever had is in Chicopee, Massachusetts. It's called Munich House. If you're ever in that area, give it a shot. Jules Winfield, who I believe is from Inglewood, California, somehow made his way to Chicopee, Massachusetts. That's pretty cool, man. Maybe I'll go check it out.
Motel. Remember that one, the Met Motel? Way before your time.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, it was one of those section of fucking welfare.
Get
hotels.
Real says, "Hey Frank, how you doing? Thanks guys for the content. Thank you, sir. I like that C, that folded up C. That's cool. That dollar
Yeah.
C.
Mm.
Motel 6.
Oh,
there.
I just noticed that. Thank you.
Yeah, the Valley Stream family. Yeah.
So
Thank
let's. I want to bring something up, and then we go. So Gene was bringing up that Vito, the kid Vito Love, and this and that, and basically that when the other Vito comes out, I don't know about that. I mean, why would he? That's like picking spots. Vito ain't that guy. Vito Guzzo ain't that guy. Was he pissed? Probably if that really happened about they had getting into a fight and I'm not talking about either one, but I'm just saying this is again speculation, opinion. There was a fight in jail, and the kid didn't want to fight, and he said, "Hey, I'm going home soon." Is that enough to fucking make somebody fucking pissed? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you got to go with your boys when it's like that. Is he gonna come out and look for him? No, we probably won't talk to him if that really happened, you know. But we heard that twice or three times already, so I hope guys go in a different direction. I really do, and I'm pulling for them. I'm pulling for them not to get in trouble. You know, and that's it. I'm going with that one. But you know what it is? Everybody doesn't like people, and they just want that to be real because they don't like certain people. Or I'm not saying that Gene. I'm not saying that with Gene, but what I'm saying is, you know, that story got out, but who knows? You know, who knows?
Yeah. Under says Seabank, one more shot.
Yeah, I know. He was supposed to play another one, but he played Seabank. He surprised me, but it went good.
No, that's the one you told me to play. What are you talking about?
No, it was the one by the Kinks.
Oh, is that right?
Not like anyone else. Yeah. Who cares? It sounded good. I liked it. It surprised me. And you know why it made more sense? Because it was a club kind of.
Yeah, I think we had a little cross connection there, but it worked out all good. Proletarian is the dude boss of the Albanians. He said, I don't know. Somebody said the dude wasn't even Albanian before, so we gotta see. Maybe we need an ancestry.
Yeah. Oh, somebody asked if John. Did I know if John was Albanian on the street? Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, he knew. Frankie knew me.
Yeah.
G-Dub Quinn. I'm Puerto Rican, but I have so many friends from Ridgewood that were Italian, Albanian, European. I love tremendously. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you got to remember, we were like, some people were middle class and on but very, you know, defined, but mostly for the most part, a lot of people were low middle class. So you had everything in Ridgewood at one time, the best of all worlds, you know.
Yeah, Lisa Pizzotola says ancestry. She loves that. She loves the ancestry.
Yeah, there was that one content creator got caught out there with the ancestry bullshit.
All right, so Lisa also did make another good point before. And her point that she made was...
You're a real crumb bum. You're a crumb bum, real crumb bum.
You have a crumb bum.
Yeah, I do. But it's always like the same person I always pick on, and I don't want to do that no more because it's always the same motherfucker. It's one of these fucking content creators. And you know, people might say you're just doing that because you kind of like it. You got skin in the game now. You're in the business. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with the fuck. I'm gonna go with my Inter Milan team that lost 5-0 in the championship. They're my crumb bums, and I might just take that fucking tattoo off my fucking leg.
All right.
The football Brewers wasn't the Richdale. Richdale was the Brewers were the baseball team, weren't they? I don't know. Maybe you said Brewers. I got you.
So Inter Milan, that's your crumb bum of the week. DL, he's the original crumb bum on the channel. Angel Gotti, he says.
Yeah, Angel Gotti. Hey, DL. Yeah, you know everybody's entitled to theirs. How about that other guy, fucking who just put out a fake ancestry report on himself. He says he's half Sicilian.
Oh, and then what's the name? Common Sense found it on Reddit or something.
Now he's saying he did it on purpose because he knew that's what they were gonna do.
Oh,
Can you imagine this fucking guy?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm always a fan of just like not being ashamed of what my ethnicity is. I've had people,
Yeah,
I won't say in my family, who try to play it off like there's something they're not. Why? I don't know. I always got a kick out of my ethnicity. I always thought it was funny. No problem telling people what I am. When people, I don't know if the guy is lying, but when people do lie and they make stuff up because they want to be something else, I find that to be fucking, I don't know, pretty corny.
Yeah, it was funny though because and I was listening to him, and he was just like, "Oh, you believe that I really did that on purpose?" Last year I said I was 98% Nigerian.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah.
I don't remember that one, but no, he did it on purpose. They fucking this Common Sense caught him.
Caught you guys live. Ridgewood is the best thing on YouTube right now. Thank you, Half Day of the Jack. Always leaving good comments.
Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of good feedback from our Ridgewood episodes, and believe it or not, from a lot of people from Ridgewood as well.
My father blocked me after I was gifted a membership.
Good for you. You should have got a membership to begin with. God,
too funny. That's too funny. So what do we got?
That was it.
We got episode 6 coming out.
Yeah, we have episode 6, possibly 7.
We're working on some other big things that we're gonna have to put out soon too. We got, for those of you who don't know, we've mentioned it before. Many of you have probably heard of Dino Calabro. This is Frank's cousin.
Right.
We're working on a bio on him. Largely a criminal biography, but of course a lot of personal stuff too, because Frank knew him personally. Family, right?
Yeah, we'll be discussing what brought that little feud between the Batavia kids and the Bay Parkway kids. It was a murder of 2 individuals actually, and then a third after that, and that's where it kind of like slowed down. But it was, I think there was 4 murders in relation to that feud they had before it got squashed by the old heads. But these guys were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Mark, I will definitely do that soon. When I come down, when I come out there, I will. Frank, I hung out in Bobby's place. I wasn't gonna go here because last time you got upset, but Vito Love never did anything in his life. He always used to put the kid Mikey up to everything. All right, I mean, yeah. Look. And back to even the kid Mikey, he says, that's fine. I don't care. That's what he is today. I don't give a fuck if he said he knew me or not. When I was out there, he was a kid that was just trying to get around. Maybe now today he's something different. 30, 25 years ago. That's fine. But like I said, I remember being a little kid who was always getting in trouble. He was a funny kid. Frank, did you know the McLaughlin kid? Yeah. I didn't know. I knew him. I seen him around like when my cousin's wedding or a couple of parties or stuff like that. I would see him, stuff like that. That's when I would see him. If it's the right, I think it's him. But Richard Greaves, Pinsky, the kid Pinsky, they were always around. Am I forgetting a couple of people? Fucking, I'm trying to think. It was a long time ago. Probably see my cousin 4 times a year because I know it's like South Brooklyn and we're in Ridgewood in Queens, but it's like a world apart.
Burbino says, I tried to keep it kosher, but that's all right. Just don't go snipping any foreskin. You'll be all right. Keep it kosher. Just don't go doing any brisses around here.
Get real. No, that was like 85, 86. There was a big brawl, yes.
There was an Ozone Park in Ridgewood, yeah?
Yeah. They came down with too many people, though.
Doctor says I need a backiotomy. Yeah, half-baked, right? Where do you live? By the beach. Where is your base? By the beach. Who stands by you? Oh, BB, what's going on? Yeah, we're getting out of here. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. What do we got? An hour and 59. Oh, it's just about 2 hours. We
Yeah.
appreciate how can you be a Sicilian and cheer for Milano? That's what he did.
David, it's because we didn't really have. I think that's on my dad and his brothers. Back in the day, they didn't really have good Southern Italian teams, and they had to root for somebody. The big three was always the two Milan teams and Juventus, so that's where it is. But I find myself even go for Naples now because they're a Southern Italian team. I was happy they won actually. If Inter would have won, they would have won. They have a lot of, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Throw away the keys.
Ow!
Oh, that's the other one that scares the shit out of you.
John A. Light gets ambushed. Oh man, I think I broke my hand.
I know that hand. It was in the fall 1973 Boulevard watch catalog.
Boulevard Watches. Shout out Boulevard Watches from Queens, New York. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Frank,
On Soto, yeah, I know. Fucking God, you've got us good on that one, fucking.
yeah, that's my best jump scare I have to offer you.
Throw away the keys.
Throw away the.
Are you gonna leave us with a Sammy?
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell?
Sammy Peru, when he found out Peruta died.
We did that before, no?
Nah, we didn't hear that one.
Yeah, we did, Bo.
Tony Pizza killed DB in the basement.
Oh, we know that. He was Tony Pizza.
Yeah.
He blew his head off, Bo.
What's up, Mark Encinas? What's going on, man?
He
What's
blew his
up,
head
Mark?
off, Bo.
Good night, Frank Brett.
All right, we're gonna try to get you a guest next week. So I'm on that right now. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, we're gonna get a vest. We're gonna get a guest.
I guess, yes.
Are we?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we got to get a guest on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, thanks for joining. Thank you to everybody who donated tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks to everybody that hung out with us tonight. I think we had about a 160 in here at one point. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
I like it. I like it.
The show is growing. It's growing. We appreciate everybody. Been okay tonight, Brent and Frank. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Proletarian. Thank you, DL, the original crumb bomb of the show. Doug Ross, AFBI, the great Roro, Jack McKenna, Mark Azu, Fish, David Price, Half Day of the Jackal, Cheech, all the Ridgewood people. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Lisa Pizzatola. There goes my little wind muffy thing there. Everybody have a good night. We will see you soon. Look out for some more content. Matt. We can't forget Matt. Thank you, Matt, my man.
Thank you, Matt. Roro, thanks.
For a minute there. Thank you, Corruption Connection. Yeah, he is. Hit the like. Hit the like on the way out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Adios, Justin Mason. Peace out, everybody. We will see you very soon. Thank you.
All right, guys.